It is a beautiful day in the neighborhood here on League Unlock. Eric and Mark here with you guys, and why is it a beautiful day? Well, as rosters are finally being finalized, it's time to do that preseason player rankings, which we've been waiting almost a full month to do now, and a lot of the rosters are still not fully fleshed out, which means we can't do power rankings yet, but some of the roles we do know who the 10 starters are going to be.
Feels like a long time after Worlds to get into this type of action here, but we've had the off season, we've had players mixing and moving around here, and now
they're still mixing. They're still dancing.
It's still going on here, but we have enough settled in North America at least to break down some of these positions and chat all about who we like, who we don't like, and what's been going on here in the scene.
And the biggest question mark roster-wise is still Dignitas. We basically have 2/5 of that roster of what's going to be filled around Huni. The meme was he's just going to play all 5 roles because they paid him so much money. But, you know, they do actually need to field a roster around him. But we're going to look at the 80 carries, count them 10-1 for the upcoming split. And the only one that's not fully confirmed yet is Altec coming in with Immortals. But again, that's been heavily rumored by some reliable sources.
Yeah, that seems to be the rumor for there. And if it wasn't going to be Altec, that does mean now that if Altec has taken that spot, that means we will not be seeing no Sneaky, no more C9 Sneaky, not with that organization, not with any organization here to start out 2020. And that is certainly a big topic of discussion. But at the bottom of this list, you got to be starting out with someone like Altec. Unfortunately for him, coming into this type of situation here with everyone else with that experience, obviously most recently, he does end up at the bottom of the list.
Yeah, and you got to imagine if Immortals just chose him over Sneaky, that's because Sneaky doesn't want to play in spring. Maybe he wants to stream. Maybe he wants to come back in the summer split. It'll be crazy if we don't see him at all, because even if he struggled on Cloud9, he is better than several of the guys that we have on this list. But yeah, Altec is in at number 10. FBI comes in at number 9. I think you've seen the potential that FBI could have on Golden Guardians. He definitely looked okay at times. And Altec, we haven't seen him play in a full year.
Yeah, and so this is one of the big reasons here you have FBI at number 9, is we have seen some of this potential from him before with the Golden Guardians. And this is that idea here with this organization here that you've identified that this is a player that you would like to continue developing with, continue down this path of his potential here. And that is exactly what the Golden Guardians have invested in, keeping FBI as their starting ADC.
And you might say we haven't seen Altec play in a year, but we haven't seen Johnson play at all on the biggest stage. He's the most recent signing for Dignitas to go alongside Huni as the starter. This guy's been on TSM Academy and has been hyped up as the most dominant solo queue monster. He had 4 accounts in the top 20. 4 of them! That's something you never see. You've heard Tarzan and other solo queue guys talking about him being the best solo queue player. He's got a lot of hype around him, and he's played a bit in the academy leagues, but still not even that much there. But there's a lot of hype around him. He's got incredible mechanics, and I think the potential for his ceiling is why he's in at number 8.
We haven't seen a perfect offseason here in North America as far as getting our talent into the right starting positions here. But this
Rookie of the split right there. He's the only one.
This is the only one, but it actually is one that feels really well-deserved here after an amount of time. This has been a player that we have seen through the academy, and again, having 4 accounts in the top rankings here in Challenger, that is pretty darn impressive.
Too much solo queue.
That's a lot of solo queue. That'd be a lot of tilted me, as what I tell you, if I'd be playing that much, but I wouldn't be reaching anywhere close to that heights, and that's why finding himself at number 8.
That's a perfect way to train your mental, is to have to deal with these people in solo queue. So he's got the right professional approach, obviously. He's duoed with a lot of LCS supports, like you saw Biofrost there, and pretty much everyone has spoken highly of this guy. So excited to see him. And of course, he is the front runner for Rookie of the Split, because currently he's the only one. Even Kumo doesn't qualify. Wild Turtle and Stixay come in at 7 and 6. I think you could argue probably either way for those guys.
I think the big difference here is going to be on a week-to-week performance basis, especially for both of these guys. We've seen throughout the course of their careers, especially someone like Wild Turtle, who can be as wild as ever, but we've seen them obviously be able to pop off and hard carry some games, and we've also seen them have some very poor positioning here and end up costing their teams in very important situations here. both of them are going to be incredibly important for their squads to find success this year and need to be consistent sources of damage here for them to be able to make that push for the playoffs.
And yeah, both guys will be key for their teams. Onto the top 5, and Sven, as he transfers over to Cloud9, everybody loves to make fun of his time on TSM. And yes, there were some series-defining moments where he was not able to deliver or made a key mistake. But I think overall, if you're looking at his entire 2 years at TSM, which is insane to say that he was there for 2 years, overall, he was pretty consistent and was still much higher up on the top half of AD carries in NA.
When you're looking at AD carries in NA, Sven absolutely still finds himself towards that top marks. But here, given the way that things ended off with TSM and the performances that we got towards the end of his tenure here, those 2 years, you have to be looking here at a top 5 position, as opposed to where he would find himself more comfortably in a top 3 position that we've seen him in previous years. Needs to climb back up this ladder.
Yeah, and there's pretty good AD carries ahead of him in at number 4. It's Bang, who's going over to Evil Geniuses. There was a lot of hype around him. I think we even had him number 1 when he was coming over, ahead of Doublelift. Obviously, 100 Thieves, no playoffs in 2019, did not live up to the hype, so they go back to 2018 and bring back Cody's son, who we have 1 spot ahead of Bang, and that's just what Cody did at the end of the regular season in summer. He went 7 straight games without dying. He ended TSM's entire season, not once, but twice. And even at Worlds, they went 0-6. I think Cody really showcased why it was ridiculous that he wasn't on a team at points in 2019.
Hey man, Cody's son says, I don't care about your world championship titles. I'm better than you, Bang. Put me in at number 3 here with 100 Thieves. The reunited here with 100 Thieves this time around. Feels better to have.
Sans Afro move.
Yeah, and that seems to be the big difference here for Cody's son. And we've seen an incredible resurgence in his performance, especially this past year with Dignitas and Clutch Gaming. And the way that he is playing, the way that everything is shaping up here for 100 Thieves as him as their starting ADC, I am feeling very confident in the way that Cody's son will be dominating the league this year.
And every year, we have a new imported AD carry that comes in and is here to challenge Doublelift for the throne of best AD carry in North America. And this year, I think based off what we saw in 2019, based off what we saw against SK Telecom, Kobbe coming over to TSM, I think you have to throw him as that number 2 ADC. He's still behind Doublelift because until he gets dethroned, he's going to sit in that number 1 spot. But Kobbe is definitely going to have a fun time in the LCS.
When you're talking domestically, there is only one name in North America, and that is Doublelift. But this is the one here coming over as an import, Kobbe. We've talked a lot about imports coming here. Again, we've talked about them even on this list, of course, with the likes of Sven and Bang. But this one with Kobbe, the way he's coming through, the way it seems here in this story, I think, again, you could have a lot of people saying, hey, we're going to see round 3 here again on an import not exactly delivering up to expectations. But I will tell you that Kobbe will be the difference maker. He will provide you those levels of play that you have seen and heard about so far, and he will bring it and translate it perfect over here to NA.
Wouldn't it be beautiful, poetic justice for Kobbe to be the one to dethrone Doublelift when Piglet comes over, Bang comes over, Sven comes to try and take the crown for best ADC in North America, and Kobbe's the one who lives up to the hype and do it. And he has a legitimate chance at doing it because he was fantastic throughout all of 2019.